Friday evening, 7:38 p.m. The handcuffs click shut around her wrists, once, twice, metal-biting skin, deliberately tight. Diane Kessler's face presses against the hot hood of her rental car, engine heat burning through her cheek. Behind her, Officer Hackman's voice carries across the quiet residential street. "The violation is 'I say so,'" he said, shoving her harder against the metal. "Step out of the vehicle." Porch lights flicker on up and down Laurel Road. Silhouettes appear in windows. Across the street, an elderly white woman raises her phone, recording. Papers scatter across the pavement where Hackman kicked Diane's leather portfolio, documents tumbling in the breeze, official letterhead catching streetlight. "Don't care about your paperwork," Hackman muttered. Officer Voss shifts his weight behind her, hand near his body camera. The red light blinks steady. Diane keeps her voice level. "Officer, I don't consent to a search and I'd like to know the legal basis." "Get out of the car," Hackman cut her off. His radio crackles. "Show me code 4, he told dispatch. "1 in custody, disorderly conduct." The cuffs dig deeper into her wrists. Pain compliance, not safety. Diane catalogs it silently. Badge numbers visible, multiple witnesses, body cam recording, no probable cause for arrest. Voss's shadow shifts on the pavement beside her. Uncertainty in his posture. A neighbor calls out from a porch. "What did she do?" "Police business," Hackman snapped back. "Go inside." No one moves. Diane's hands flex once behind her back, testing the restraints. Too tight. Intentional. She stares at the pavement 6 inches from her face and thinks, they have no idea what they just started. Before we go any further, understand this. What you're watching isn't just a bad traffic stop. It's what happens when authority meets someone they can't see clearly. And by the time they realize who she is, it'll be too late. Now let me take you back 4 hours to where this really began. 4 hours earlier, Friday, 3 p.m., Pentagon. Diane exits the 4th-floor conference room. Leather portfolio under one arm. Department of Defense seal embossed on the front, subtle but there. A Marine corporal stands post outside. Straightens when she approaches. "Have a good weekend, Corporal," Diane said. "You too, ma'am," he replied, snapping a salute. She nods. Keeps moving. Down the hallway, 2 officers in uniform step aside without being asked. A younger woman straightens her posture as Diane passes. Small gestures, the kind that don't need explanation. Diane checks her watch. Older model, men's sizing, worn leather band. 14:02, military time, force of habit. At the checkpoint, she badges out. The turnstile clicks. Outside, November air hits cool and sharp. Parking lot. Silver Camry waiting in the rental section. Government contract vehicle. She'd changed out of uniform before leaving. Business suit now, blending in. Diane pops the trunk. Loads her bag with the same systematic approach she brings to everything. Phone charger, check. Backup battery, check. Water bottles, check. Energy bars, check. Not paranoia, procedure. She slides into the driver's seat, adjusts it forward 2 clicks, rear view mirror angled precisely. Everything positioned right before you move. Her hand goes to the wedding ring on her left finger. Simple gold band. Marcus picked it out 26 years ago. Before starting the engine, she opens the portfolio on her lap. Papers inside, some stamped confidential. On top, a cream-colored certificate, Purple Heart citation. Marcus's. She carries it on these trips. Can't explain why. Diane layers another document over it. Draft memo, heavy paper. Title reads, DOD Inspector General. Report. Racial disparities in military policing. Draft. She closes the portfolio without reading it. One stop first. Pentagon commissary. She parks, heads inside, straight to the floral section. White lilies, Marcus's favorite. The cashier rings them up. "Those are beautiful, ma'am," she said. "They're for someone who loved this time of year," Diane replied. "Well, I'm sure they'll appreciate them." If only. Diane exits, flowers on the passenger seat. Merges onto I-395. Friday traffic already thick. NPR on low. Something about congressional hearings she's heard 3 times this week. Her mind drifts to the weekend ahead. Millbrook Falls. 90 minutes west. Marcus's hometown. Population 8,400. His childhood church still stands there. So does the youth center that bears his name, Marcus Chen Memorial Youth Center. His dream. Her follow-through. He died 6 years ago, Overseas, never made it home, but she visits every November, delivers a check, sees the kids whose lives are different because one man believes small towns deserve chances. Private ritual, the only way she knows to keep him close. Traffic opens up past Springfield. Diane settles in, one hand on the wheel, mind half on the road, half on memory. Their first date, church picnic, summer of '98. He made her laugh. That's what she remembers most. Gone now, all of it. The exit sign appears. Exit 47, Millbrook Falls. Diane signals, takes the ramp. Two-lane road now, trees closing in. Another sign ahead, painted wood, Millbrook Falls. Pop. 8,400, a great place to grow. She exhales. Almost there. The road curves through farmland. Gas station ahead on the right. Buddy's gas and go, neon flickering in the dusk. Dashboard clock blinks, 7:32 p.m. Then, low fuel light, amber glow on the dash. Diane frowns. Should have filled up outside D.C. She signals, pulls toward the station. What she doesn't see, patrol car tucked behind the billboard at the town limits, engine idling. Two officers inside, bored, watching cars pass. Her rental crosses their sightline. Out-of-state plates, lone driver, Friday night. Headlights flick on. The cruiser pulls out behind her. The gas station bell dings as Diane pulls up to the pump. Buddy's Gas and Go, one of those places frozen in 1985. Faded Coca-Cola signs, manual pumps, single fluorescent light buzzing overhead. A kid comes out, 19, maybe 20. Millbrook Falls. High football jersey, jeans, easy smile. Evening, ma'am, he said. What can I get you? Fill it up, please, Diane replied. Regular. He starts the pump. Diane steps out, stretches. 2 hours in a car makes everything stiff. The November air feels good. Crisp, wood smoke, quiet. She checks her phone. 3 texts from colleagues, one from the youth center. Looking forward to tomorrow. The kid finishes. Diane hands him her card. You here visiting? He asked while swiping it. My husband grew up here, Diane said. Passed away some years back. His face shifts. I'm sorry, he said. That youth center downtown named after him? You know it? Diane asked. My brother goes there, he replied. Loves it. Diane smiles, just a little. I'm glad. She pulls out, turns onto Main Street. The town unfolds exactly like she remembers. Barber shop, diner with checkered curtains, American flags on the lampposts, stadium lights glowing in the distance, Friday night football. She passes the Methodist church. White clapboard, tall steeple. Marcus is buried in the cemetery out back. Tomorrow morning. Early. 2 blocks past. The youth center. Red brick, fresh paint, his name in gold letters out front. She notes the address. Traffic light turns red. She stops. Only car at the intersection. A pickup passes going the other way. The driver waves. Small town courtesy. She nods back. While she waits, she glances in her rear view. Notes the street layout. Oak intersects here, Maple 2 blocks back. Grid pattern, easy navigation. The kind of awareness that comes from years of temporary cities, always knowing which way leads out. Light turns green. She continues. 3 blocks behind, a patrol car idles at the curb. Millbrook Falls PD. Engine running. Headlights off. Officer Brent Hackman sits in the driver's seat. 14 years on the force. Knows every street, every family. Bored out of his mind. Officer Tyler Voss slouches passenger side. 3 years in. Scrolling his phone. Dispatch said it's been quiet, Voss said. Too quiet, Hackman muttered. Whole town's at the game. Then, a silver sedan rolls through the intersection. Camry. Out-of-state plates. Hackman sits up. Well now, he said. What? Voss asked. Rental, out of state, Hackman said. He puts the cruiser in drive. Let's take a look. She's not doing anything, Voss replied. Yet, Hackman said. The cruiser pulls out. No lights, just following. Diane turns onto Elm Street, residential now. Modest homes, neat lawns, porch lights coming on, basketball hoops, Halloween decorations going soft, a family grills in their backyard, smoke rising. Dad flips burgers, mom sets the table, kids chase each other across the grass. Marcus always talked about this, community, neighbors who knew each other. He'd wanted to retire here, buy a house, volunteer, Never got the chance. Diane's hands tighten on the wheel, then release. Not tonight. She checks her mirrors, notes a car several blocks back, headlights steady, maintaining distance. Probably nothing. Small town, limited routes. She turns onto Laurel Road. The car behind continues straight. She exhales. Except 2 blocks over, the patrol car runs parallel. Hackman knows these streets. Knows Laurel curves ahead, intersects Oak. "What are we doing?" Voss asked. "Keeping an eye," Hackman replied. "On what?" Voss said. "Making sure she's not casing houses," Hackman said. Voss doesn't respond. Learned when not to argue. They reach the intersection first. Hackman pulls into a church parking lot, kills the lights, waits. 30 seconds later, silver Camry appears, turns from Laurel onto Oak. "There," Hackman said. He lets her get a block ahead, then pulls out behind her. Diane continues down Laurel, tree-lined, older homes set back from the road. A woman waters plants on her porch, elderly, white hair, cardigan, watches Diane pass. Speed limit, 25. Diane checks her speedometer. 27. She taps the brakes, brings it to exactly 25. Her phone buzzes. Text from her sister. "How's Ohio?" "Not now." Eyes on the road. The road curves. Streetlights click on one by one. Peaceful. Then she sees it in her rear view. The cruiser. Half a block back. Not unusual. Patrol car in a residential zone. Friday evening. Probably routine. But still. She notes it. White cruiser. Light bar on top. 2 silhouettes inside. She maintains exactly 25 miles per hour. Signals well before her next turn. Everything by the book. Because that's what you do when you're black and driving and there's a police car behind you. Even in a quiet town. Even when you've done nothing wrong. Especially then. "She's real careful," Hackman observed. "Because she saw us," Voss said. "Exactly," Hackman replied. "Why so nervous?" "Because there's a cop behind her," Voss said. Hackman ignores that. "People this careful? Usually hiding something." "Or just following the rules," Voss muttered. "We'll see," Hackman said. They tail her for 2 more blocks. She maintains speed, signals every turn, doesn't run the stop sign at Oak and Pine despite no cross-traffic. "Perfect driver," Hackman muttered. "And that's bad?" Voss asked. "It's suspicious," Hackman said. Voss looks out the window, says nothing. Hackman's hand moves toward the light bar switch. "I'm gonna stop her," he said. "For what?" Voss asked. "I'll figure it out," Hackman replied. Diane's hotel is 2 blocks ahead. Hampton Inn. She can see the sign, red and blue logo, parking lot lights bright. Almost there. Her speedometer, exactly 25. Hands, 10 and 2. Phone, untouched. Everything right. Behind her, Hackman's finger hovers over the switch. On a porch 3 houses back, the elderly woman, Emma Reeves, retired teacher, 43 years on Laurel Road, watches. Something doesn't feel right about this. She reaches into her pocket, pulls out her phone, opens the camera, starts recording, just in case. Diane checks her mirrors again. The cruiser's closer. Right on her bumper now. Her pulse stays steady, controlled. But her awareness sharpens. She's done nothing wrong. There's no reason for a stop. But reason doesn't always matter. The hotel sign grows larger. 100 feet. 50. She signals right. Behind her, Hackman makes his decision. His hand drops. Red and blue lights explode across Laurel Road. Sudden. Jarring. Violent in the quiet evening. Diane's eyes flick to the mirror. The lights paint her face in alternating colors. She doesn't panic, doesn't speed up, just thinks, "For what?" She cancels the turn signal. Continues forward to the next streetlight. Better lighting, safer. Then signals again. Pulls to the curb under the bright pool of light. Park. Radio off. Hands at 10 and 2. She waits. Her heart beats steady. The same way it's beaten through worse moments than this. Through situations where staying calm meant staying alive. She watches the mirror. 2 officers exit. One approaches driver's side. The other flanks passenger side. The driver's side officer's hand rests on his gun. Not standard, not for a traffic stop. She notes it. Files it. He reaches her window. Taps it with his flashlight. Hard. She rolls it down halfway. "License and registration," he said. No greeting. No explanation. Diane keeps her voice even. Good evening, officer. May I ask why I was stopped? His nameplate, Hackman. Badge, 447. License and registration, he repeated. Now. At the passenger window, the other officer shifts. Voss. Badge 312. His hand near his body camera, the red light blinks. Recording. Diane reaches slowly for her purse. I'm retrieving my wallet from my bag, she said clearly. For the camera, for the record. Don't tell me what you're doing, Hackman snapped. Just do it. She produces her license. Virginia. The rental agreement from the glove box. Hackman shines his flashlight in her face. Examines the license. Virginia, he said. Long way from home. What brings you here? Visiting, Diane said. Is there a problem with my driving? You were speeding, he said. 27 in a 25. Diane pauses. 2 miles over. Margin of error on any speedometer. I corrected when I saw you, she said calmly. That's within… You questioning me? Hackman cut her off. Voss shifts behind her. Uncomfortable. Officer Hackman, Diane said, reading his nameplate deliberately. I'm not questioning you. I'm asking what violation justifies this stop. The violation is I say so, Hackman replied. Step out of the vehicle. On what grounds? Diane asked. Step out now, he said. Diane's jaw tightens, but her voice stays level. Officer, I don't consent to a search, and I'd like to know the legal basis. Get out of the car, Hackman said. Voss speaks up. Brent, she's cooperating, he said. Maybe we don't need… Shut it, Tyler, Hackman snapped. Hackman opens Diane's door himself. Out, he said. Now. Diane takes a breath, then steps out. Hands visible. Movement slow. Turn around, he said. Hands on the car. Am I being detained? Diane asked. Am I under arrest? You're being searched because I say so, Hackman said. Officer Voss, Diane said, turning slightly toward him. Is this standard procedure for a 2-mile over speeding stop? Voss opens his mouth, then closes it. Looks away. The worst kind of answer. Hackman grabs Diane's arm, spins her, shoves her against the car hood. The metal's still hot from the engine. Burns through her jacket. Hands on the hood, he said. Spread your feet. Diane complies. But she's counting now. Violations, witnesses, evidence. Badge numbers 447 and 312. Time, approximately 1947 hours. Location, Laurel Road, residential zone. Witnesses, at least one visible. Elderly woman on porch, phone raised. Body cam, recording, she files it all away, every detail, every word. Because this isn't over, it's just beginning. Hackman yanks her purse from the car, dumps the contents on the hood. Her portfolio falls. Papers scatter. Official letterhead. Documents. Some with visible stamps. He kicks them aside. Don't care about your paperwork, he said. One sheet tumbles across the pavement. Diane sees it from the corner of her eye. Department of Defense header catching streetlight. Hackman doesn't notice, or doesn't care. He pulls out handcuffs. You're under arrest, he said. For what? Diane's voice rises slightly. First crack in her composure. Disorderly conduct, Hackman said. Resisting. I haven't resisted anything, Diane said. You're resisting right now, he shot back. The cuffs come out. Diane makes one last attempt. Calm, clear, direct. My name is Diane Kessler, she said. This is a federal rental vehicle. Before you proceed, I'm requesting you contact your supervisor. I don't care who you think you are, Hackman said. Out here, I'm the authority. The cuffs click around her wrists. Once, twice, tight. Deliberately tight. He double locks them. Pain compliance, not safety. Then shoves her face first onto the hood. This is what happens, he said, loud enough for the neighbors to hear, when you talk back. Diane's cheek presses against hot metal. Her wrists scream, but she doesn't cry out. She breathes, counts, controls what she can control, and thinks, you have no idea what you just started. On the porch, Emma Reeves keeps recording. Phone steady, face grim. She's seen enough. The handcuffs dig into Diane's wrists. Metal on bone. Too tight. Deliberately too tight. She'd trained for this. Hostile detention. Unlawful restraint. Every scenario the Academy taught. Except one. Being arrested in the country she'd sworn to defend. Her face presses against the hood. The engine heat burns through her jacket, searing her cheek. She keeps her breathing controlled. Steady. Behind her, Hackman's hand rests heavy between her shoulder blades, pressing down. "This is what happens when you talk back," he said, loud enough for the neighbors to hear. Diane doesn't respond, just counts. Badge 447, badge 312. Time, 1951 hours. Evidence. "You gonna be quiet now?" Hackman asked, leaning close. Diane takes a breath, considers her options. "I'm exercising my right to remain silent," she said calmly. Hackman laughs, sharp. "Oh, you know your rights, huh?" he said. "Let me guess, you watch a lot of TV?" Voss shifts at the passenger window, his hand still near the body cam, the red light still blinking. "Brent," Voss said quietly, "we got her in cuffs. Maybe we should—" "Back me up or get back in the car," Hackman said, not yelling, just cold. Voss's jaw tightens, but he doesn't move, just stands there, silent witness. Hackman yanks Diane upright by the cuffs. Pain shoots through her shoulders. She gasps, can't help it, but doesn't cry out. He turns her toward the scattered contents on the hood. "Let's see what we got here," he said. Her purse, wallet, keys, portfolio spilled open. He picks up her driver's license, holds it under his flashlight, studies it longer than necessary. "Diane Kessler," he read aloud. "Virginia." He looks at her, then back at the license. "What kind of name is Kessler?" he asked. "It's my name," Diane said evenly. "You don't look German," he said. Diane doesn't take the bait, stares straight ahead. Hackman sets the license down, picks up her credit card. "You some kind of businesswoman?" he asked. "I'm visiting," Diane said. "That's all." "Visiting in a government rental," he said, tapping the agreement. "Driving real careful through my town." Diane stays quiet, knows where this is going. "I wasn't aware careful driving was suspicious," she said finally. Wrong thing to say. Hackman's face hardens. He takes a step closer. "There you go again," he said. "You got a problem with authority, don't you?" "I have a problem with unlawful detention," Diane said. Hackman steps closer, invading her space. "Unlawful?" His voice rises now. "I'll show you unlawful." He grabs her portfolio, shakes it. More papers fall. Letters, memos, reports. He kicks them. They scatter across the pavement, sliding under parked cars. "That is federal property," Diane said. "You're required to preserve it." "Federal property?" Hackman picks up one sheet, Department of Defense letterhead visible even in streetlight. He stares at it for 2 seconds. 3. Something flickers across his face. Uncertainty. Then it's gone. "Anybody can print these," he said, crumpling it. "Download a logo. Print it at Kinko's." "Officer Hackman," Diane said, voice dropping to steel, "contact your supervisor, verify my credentials. Before you make this worse." "Make it worse?" Hackman said. "Who do you think you are?" Diane holds his gaze, doesn't blink. "Someone you don't want to do this to," she said. The warning hangs in the air. Hackman pauses, looks at her. Really looks. Then shakes his head. "That a threat?" he asked. "It's a warning," Diane said. "Tyler," Hackman said, turning to Voss. "You hear her threaten me?" Voss hesitates. His eyes meet Diane's for half a second. He looks away. "I heard her get aggressive," Voss said quietly. There it is. The lie. Diane files it away. Badge 312. Complicity. Across the street, Emma Reeves keeps recording. Other neighbors have emerged now. 4 houses. 5. 6. A man in his 40s, black Steelers jersey, stands on his lawn. "Hey," he calls out. "What did she do?" "Police business," Hackman yells back. "Go inside." The man doesn't move, plants his feet. "I'm on my property," he said. Hackman's hand moves toward his radio, hovers there. He's considering backup, or more charges, or something. He decides against it, turns back to Diane. "You're from out of state," he said, voice shifting to false reasonable. "Driving through a town you got no reason to be in, refusing to answer questions." "I've answered every question," Diane said. Hackman scoffs. "You call this cooperative?" He gestures at her, cuffed against the car. "I asked why I was stopped," Diane said. "That's my right." His face hardens. "Your right is to do what I say," Hackman said. Diane's jaw tightens. She wants to respond, wants to cite Terry v. Ohio, Rodriguez, every case that makes this illegal, but she knows it won't help, so she stays quiet, counts violations. Hackman picks through her belongings, holds up her phone. "Unlock it," he said. "I don't consent to a search," Diane said. He leans closer. Intimidating. I'm not asking, Hackman said. Riley v. California, you need a warrant, Diane said. Hackman's face goes red. Oh, you're a lawyer now too? He snapped. Diane meets his eyes. Among other things, she said. He tries to unlock the phone himself, holds it to her face for facial recognition. She turns her head. He gives up, tosses it onto the hood. Too hard. It bounces, falls, clatters onto pavement, screen cracks. Oops, Hackman said. Diane watches her phone, government device, encrypted, lying broken on Laurel Road. She adds it to the list. Hackman pulls out her wallet again, flips through. Credit cards, insurance card. Then he stops, pulls out a military ID card. Department of Defense. Photo of Diane in uniform, 2 stars visible on her shoulders. He stares at it. Nobody speaks for 3 seconds. 4, 5, Voss leans over, sees it. His face drains color. Brent, Voss said quietly, that looks real. Hackman doesn't look at him, keeps staring at the card. It looks like a fake, he says, but his voice wavers slightly. It's biometrically encoded, Diane said. Scan the chip. Hackman turns it over, studies the chip. Small, gold, embedded in plastic. He's seen these before. Military town 2 hours south. He knows what a CAC looks like. Could still be fake, he muttered. Call the number on the back, Diane said. DOD verification, 24/7. Hackman looks at the card, then at Diane, then back at the card. He's wavering. She can see it. Then he makes his choice. Or you're some stolen valor wannabe, he said, pocketing it, with a really good fake. That is federal identification, Diane said. You can't confiscate. I'm seizing evidence of fraud, Hackman said. Behind them, Emma's voice carries. This isn't right, she calls out. She wasn't doing anything. Hackman spins toward her. Ma'am, stop recording, he said. Emma doesn't lower her phone. I'm on my property, she said. I'll record what I want. Hackman takes a step toward the curb. That's obstruction, he said. Emma stands her ground. That's the First Amendment, she shot back. Hackman's face goes purple, but he doesn't approach. Knows it would look worse. He turns back to Diane. Here's what's happening, he said. Station, verify your story. And if you're lying, fraud charges. 10 years. Diane doesn't flinch. I'm not lying, she said quietly. And you know it. Something in her voice makes him pause. Get her in the car, he told Voss. Voss moves forward. His hand on Diane's arm is gentler, almost apologetic. Ma'am, he said quietly. Diane walks. What choice does she have? She scans the scene one last time, her belongings scattered, papers blowing down the street, her phone, screen shattered, her ID in Hackman's pocket, the neighbors watching. 6 houses? 7. Phones up. Emma still filming. Good. Evidence. Voss opens the back door. The cage. Watch your head, Voss said. Diane ducks, slides in. The door closes. Heavy thunk. Locked. Through the mesh, she watches Hackman gather her things, shoving items back without care. He gets in, slams the door. Voss climbs passenger side. His eyes meet Diane's in the mirror. He looks away. Call it in, Hackman said, starting the engine. Voss picks up the radio. Dispatch, Unit 12. Go ahead, Unit 12, the dispatcher crackles. Show us code 4, 1 in custody, Voss said. Female, 30s, disorderly and resisting, transporting. Copy. Any injuries? Voss glances back. Diane stares straight ahead. Negative injuries, Voss said. The cuffs have cut circulation. Her wrists throb. Her face burns, but she won't show it. Hackman pulls away from the curb, past neighbors, past Emma, past scattered papers bearing Department of Defense seals. In the back, Diane sits perfectly still, back straight, head up. She doesn't cry, doesn't shake, just counts and calculates. Every violation, every witness, every piece of evidence scattered on Laurel Road. She'd been building cases for 3 decades. This one was already open and shut. They just didn't know it yet. The station's fluorescent lights hit Diane's eyes as they pull her from the cruiser. Harsh, clinical. Hackman grabs her arm, steers her toward the side entrance. Not the front door, not the main booking area, the back way. Voss follows, silent. The building's old. Brick exterior, narrow hallways. That smell, floor wax, Burnt coffee, institutional decay. They walk her past darkened offices, empty desks, down a corridor that gets narrower with each step. Hackman opens a door. Break room, coffee maker on the counter, microwave, vending machine humming. Deliberately informal. Off book. Sit, he said. Diane sits. The metal chair's cold. The cuffs have been on for 42 minutes now. Her wrists throb, fingers tingle. She flexes them slightly, tests mobility. Not much. Hackman leans against the counter, arms crossed. He wants to know what she's really doing here. Government employee, fancy credentials. Driving through nowhere, Ohio on a Friday night, Diane gives him the same answer. Visiting. Late husband's hometown. He doesn't believe her. Too convenient. She stays calm. Doesn't argue. Watches him instead. The way his jaw tightens when challenged. The way his hand keeps drifting toward his belt, even though she's cuffed. Hackman pulls out her military ID, examines it under the light. He admits it looks real, professional. But he's seen fakes before. Plenty of them. Diane tells him it's not fake. He sets it on the counter. Says her story doesn't add up. Real ID or fake? Something's wrong here. She tries one more time. Precisely. Officer Hackman, she said, voice dropping, you're making a mistake. A career-ending mistake. I'm trying to help you avoid that. He stares at her for a moment, then shakes his head. Lady, you're in handcuffs. You're not helping anyone. The door opens. Voss enters with a clipboard and camera. Time to document everything. Photos. Fingerprints. Make it official. Hackman picks up the camera. Stand up, he said. Against that wall. Diane stands. Walks to the blank wall. White paint. Scuffed. The flash is harsh. Blinding. The image captured will haunt this department. A composed black woman in business attire. Handcuffed. Photographed in a break room because they couldn't use the official booking area. They don't know that yet. 3 more flashes. Right side. Left side. Front again. Hackman sets the camera down. Moves behind her. Keys jingle. The cuffs release from one wrist. Blood flow returning. Pins and needles. He recuffs her hands in front. Still tight, but better. Fingerprints next. He presses her fingers to the ink pad, then to the card. Old school. Not digital. Each finger leaves its mark, black ink staining her hands. When he's done, he hands her a paper towel. The ink smears more than removes. Voss shifts in the doorway, suggests calling someone. Verifying. Just to be safe. Hackman's voice hardens. You questioning me? Voss backs down, goes silent. Another moment of complicity. Another officer who knows better but does nothing. Badge 312s. The door opens again. Older man, 50s, gray hair, sergeant stripes. Bowden. He stops, takes in the scene. Diane in handcuffs. Hackman with the fingerprint card. Voss looking uncomfortable. What's going on? Bowden asked. Traffic stop, Hackman explains. Hostile suspect. Found suspicious federal ID, possible fraud. Bowden takes the ID, examines it, front, back, holds it to the light, checks the hologram, the chip, the photo. His expression changes, subtle but definite. He's seen real CAC cards before. Military base 2 counties over. He knows what authentic looks like, and this looks authentic. Where'd you get this? He asked Diane. It's hers, she confirms. Military, active duty. Bowden's jaw tightens. He looks at Hackman, then back at the ID. Brent, he said quietly. Outside, now. It's not a request. Hackman resists. They're in the middle of processing. Bowden doesn't ask again. The 2 men step into the hallway. The door closes but voices carry. Urgent. Tense. Voss stands in the corner. Won't meet Diane's eyes. Officer Voss? She said quietly. He looks up. You know this is wrong, she said. He stammers. Can't finish a sentence. Says it's not his call. It's everyone's call, she said. That's how this works. You don't get to stand by and claim you were just following orders. He looks away, says nothing. The door opens. Hackman and Bowden return. Hackman's face is tight. Bowden's is controlled. They're going to make some calls, Bowden says. Verify credentials. It'll take time. But she'll need to wait in holding until they sort it out. Diane's eyes narrow. They're putting her in a cell? Procedure, Bowden says. She calls it what it is. Retaliation. He doesn't argue, just tells Voss to take her to holding. Cell 2. Voss's eyes widen slightly. The drunk tank? That's the one. Diane understands. Not the clean holding cell. The one that smells like vomit and urine. The one with the exposed toilet and camera, designed to humiliate. Voss touches her arm. Gentle. No, you're not, she said. If you were sorry, you'd stop this. She steps inside. They walk her down another hallway. Narrower. The smell stronger. A metal door. Voss unlocks it. 8 by 10 cell. Concrete. Metal bench. Metal toilet. No privacy. Camera in the corner, red light blinking. And the smell. Voss whispers an apology. Diane looks at him. No, you're not, she said. If you were sorry, you'd stop this. She steps inside. The door closes. Heavy, final, lock engages. Diane stands in the center, doesn't sit. Back straight. Head up. The cuffs are still on. 48 minutes now. Her hands are numb. She closes her eyes, counts to 10, opens them. Through the window, Voss is still there, watching. Badge 312, she said clearly. Officer Tyler Voss, Millbrook Falls Police Department. You had multiple opportunities to stop this. You chose not to. Her voice is calm, precise. I won't forget that, she said. Voss flinches, walks away. Diane turns, surveys her cell. This is the break point, the moment designed to break her. They don't know who they're dealing with. She'd been held in worse, hostile territory, actual enemies. This, small-town cops and over their heads. She sits, back against the wall, and waits. Because somewhere right now, Colonel Rourke is trying to reach her, and failing, and wondering why a 2-star general isn't answering, and activating protocols. The clock is ticking. Diane closes her eyes, counts. Traffic stop without cause, excessive force, destruction of federal property, false arrest, punitive detention, all documented, all witnessed, all on camera. She opens her eyes, looks at the camera, and smiles. Small, certain. For the record, the drunk tank is silent except for the hum of fluorescent lights. Diane sits on the concrete bench, back against the wall, hands still cuffed in front. She stopped counting the minutes. Footsteps echo. Multiple sets. The lock turns. Bowden stands there, behind him Hackman. Behind Hackman, Voss. Ma'am, Bowden said carefully, we've made some calls. Diane waits. The ID checks out, he said. We spoke with someone at the Pentagon. Still she says nothing. We'd like to move you to a more appropriate holding area, Bowden continued. More appropriate, Diane repeated quietly. Yes, ma'am, Bowden said. Diane stands, slowly. Officer Bowden, she said, voice cold, you've detained a federal officer, subjected me to excessive force, confiscated federal property, and now because someone at the Pentagon confirmed what I've been telling you for an hour, you want to move me somewhere more appropriate. Bowden's face goes neutral. We were following procedure, he said. You were covering your asses, Diane said. Hackman shifts. His hand moves toward his belt. Ma'am, Bowden said, we're trying to… You can't correct this, Diane interrupted. You can apologize, you can release me, but you cannot correct what's already done. The hallway goes silent. Bowden takes a breath. Who are you? He asked quietly. Really? Diane looks at him, then at Hackman, then at Voss. She steps forward, into the light, hands still cuffed, clothes wrinkled, ink stains on her fingers, but her posture is military. Major General Diane Kessler, she said, each word crisp. United States Army, Defense Legal Services Agency. Pause. I prosecute cops who violate civil rights, she said. Silence. Hackman's face drains of color. Voss looks like he might be sick. Bowden closes his eyes. Jesus Christ, Bowden whispered. I tried to tell you, Diane said, multiple times. Her voice isn't raised, just factual. I documented everything, she continued. Every violation, your body cameras, this facility's security, the civilians who recorded what happened on Laurel Road. She pauses. Title 18, Section 242, Title 42, Section 1983, Title 18, Section 641, she said. Each statute like a nail. Diane turns to Hackman. Every chance to stop this, she said. Every warning. You chose ego over judgment. His jaw works. No words come. She turns to Voss. You knew better, she said. You tried to stop it, but you stood by. You lied on the radio. Voss can't meet her eyes. She turns back to Bowden. You examined my ID, she said. You recognized it was real, but you put me in the drunk tank anyway. Bowden opens his mouth, closes it. Remove the handcuffs, Diane said. Bowden nods at Voss. Voss moves forward, keys shaking. The cuffs come off. Diane rubs her wrists, red marks, deep. She flexes her fingers, blood flow returning. Painful relief. For a moment, she's just a woman rubbing circulation back into her hands. Then she looks up. I want my phone, she said. My identification. Everything you impounded. Yes, ma'am, Bowden said quietly. Copies of every report, she said. Every body camera recording, every piece of security footage. Yes, ma'am, Bowden said. And a private room, she said. Now. Bowden turns to Hackman. Get her things, he said. Everything. Hackman stares, then walks away fast. Voss follows. Bowden leads Diane down the hallway, past other officers, all staring. Word has spread. He opens a door. Small office. Lieutenant Morrison's office, he said. You can use it. Diane enters, sits. Dial 9 for outside, Bowden said. She picks up the phone. He leaves. She sits in silence, then dials. 2 rings. Rourke, a voice answers. Sarah, Diane said. It's me. Pause. Diane, where have you been? Rourke asked. I was detained, Diane said calmly. Millbrook Falls Police. It escalated. Silence. How? Rourke asked. Arrested, handcuffed, Diane said. They confiscated my CAC, scattered classified documents across a street. The silence turns deadly. Are you hurt? Rourke asked. Diane looks at her wrists. The marks. No, she said. Angry, but not hurt. I'm calling the AG, Rourke started. Sarah, Diane interrupted. I've got this. Pause. By the book, Diane said. Every step documented. Rourke exhales. What do you need? She asked. Have IG call this station, Diane said. Within the hour. Make it clear we're investigating. Done, Rourke said. Diane hangs up. She closes her eyes. For the first time in 2 hours, she lets herself feel it. The fear when Hackman had her face down on the hood. The rage when they cuffed her. The humiliation of the drunk tank. Her throat tightens. Just for a second. Then she opens her eyes. Sets it aside. Work to do. A knock. Hackman enters, carrying her belongings. He sets them on the desk. Phone screen cracked, portfolio scratched. Everything's here, he said quietly. Thank you, Diane said. He shifts his weight. Ma'am, he said. I need to… Don't, Diane interrupted. Ma'am? Hackman asked. You're not sorry you did this, she said. You're sorry I'm a general. His face flushes, then deflates. She's right. Go write your report, Diane said. Every detail. Don't minimize. She picks up her phone. You can go, she said. Hackman leaves. Diane turns on her phone. 17 missed calls. She ignores them. Opens the camera. Photos of her wrists. The marks. Photos of her ink-stained hands. Photos of her damaged phone. Evidence. Then her notes app. 1932. Traffic stop without reasonable suspicion. 1935. Refused to answer when asked for reason. 1937. Ordered from vehicle without justification. She types for 10 minutes. Emails it to 3 accounts. Backed up. Another knock. Bowden enters with a folder. Body camera footage, he said. Security footage. Every report. He sets it down. Thank you, Diane said. He hesitates. Ma'am, he said. I am sorry. Not because you're a general, because what happened was wrong. She looks at him. He means it. Then learn from it, she said. After tonight, none of us will have jobs, Bowden said. Maybe, Diane said. Or maybe you'll rebuild. Create something better. That depends on how you respond. She stands, gathers her things. I'm leaving, she said. Tomorrow morning, I'm filing with the Department of Justice. She moves toward the door. Ma'am, Bowden said. One question. She pauses. Why were you here? He asked. Tonight. Diane turns. My husband died 3 years ago, she said. Michael Kessler, he was from here, grew up on Laurel Road. Her voice softens. I was passing through, she said. I wanted to see where he lived. Walk the street he walked as a kid. She touches her wedding ring. Brief. Unconscious. He believed police could be better, she said. That good people could make a difference. Pause. I hope he was right, she said. She walks out, down the hallway, past officers who won't meet her eyes, out the front door. The night air is cold, clean, free. Her rental car is in the lot. She gets in, starts the engine, sits for a moment just breathing, then drives. Away from Millbrook Falls, but not away from justice. That's coming. 3 weeks later. A lot happened in those 3 weeks. FBI investigation, DOJ review, Inspector General inquiry, every piece of footage examined, every witness interviewed, every document analyzed. The station tried to keep it quiet, couldn't. Someone leaked the body cam footage. Local news picked it up first, then state media, then national networks. By week 2, it was viral. Millbrook Falls, population 8,400, known for nothing, became synonymous with everything wrong with American policing. And today, the reckoning. Millbrook Falls City Council chambers. Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. The room is packed, every seat filled. People standing in the back, overflow in the hallway. News cameras line the rear wall. 5 stations. 2 national. This is no longer a small-town issue. At the front table, Mayor Patricia Hendricks, city manager, city attorney, 3 council members who look like they'd rather be anywhere else. To the left, FBI Special Agent Marcus Webb, DOJ Attorney Sarah Rourke, Defense Department Inspector General David Park, federal presence. To the right, Officer Brent Hackman, Officer Tyler Voss, Sergeant Dale Bowden. No uniforms, civilian clothes, no badges, suspended. In the front row, Emma Reeves, the woman who recorded everything. Beside her, the man in the Steelers jersey. 6 other Laurel Road residents, witnesses. And in the back corner, alone, in full Army service uniform, dress blues, 2 stars gleaming on each shoulder, ribbons spanning her chest. Major General Diane Kessler. She didn't have to come. Filed her complaint with DOJ weeks ago. Her part was done. But Emma Reeves called 3 days ago, asked if she'd be there. Said the town needed to see her. Needed to know she was real, that she stood by what she said. So Diane came. She wore civilian clothes that night. Business suit, no rank, no insignia, just a person visiting her husband's hometown. But today, she wears the uniform. Let them see exactly who they arrested. Let them see what 2 stars mean. Mayor Hendricks gavels the meeting to order. Her voice is steady but strained. She's aged 10 years and 3 weeks. The FBI agent stands first. Marcus Webb, folder in hand. He lays out the violations, one by one. The traffic stop had no legal basis, no reasonable suspicion, no traffic violation. Officer Hackman has been unable to articulate any legitimate reason for stopping Major General Kessler. The force was excessive. Handcuffs applied too tight. Tissue damage documented. Photos taken by Major General Kessler show injuries consistent with deliberate harm. Federal property destroyed. Classified documents scattered across a public street. Government-issued phone damaged. Federal identification confiscated. All of it captured on Officer Hackman's body camera, which he failed to deactivate. And on multiple civilian recordings. Cell phone footage from witnesses who saw what was happening and documented it. Title 18, Section 242, Webb said. Deprivation of rights under color of law. Hackman stares at the table. His lawyer, a man in a cheap suit who looks overwhelmed, puts a hand on his arm. Stay quiet. Webb continues. The booking procedures, the drunk tank, 90 minutes of detention while Major General Kessler repeatedly identified herself and requested verification. Requests that were ignored or dismissed as fraudulent. Title 42, Section 1983, Webb said. Civil rights violations. Title 18, Section 641, theft of government property. He sits. The room is silent. DOJ Attorney Sarah Rourke stands. She doesn't waste words. Pattern of behavior, racial profiling, excessive force, deliberate indifference to constitutional rights. You don't look German, she quotes from the body cam footage. What kind of name is Kessler? She lets that hang. These comments, combined with the baseless stop, demonstrate clear racial bias, Rourke said. Hackman's face flushes red. Officer Voss participated in the detention, Rourke continues, failed to intervene when he recognized the illegality, provided false information to dispatch about injuries. Sergeant Bowden, upon recognizing the credentials were authentic, chose punitive detention instead of immediate release, retaliation for asserting constitutional rights. The Department of Justice will be filing federal civil rights charges, Rourke said. Officers Hackman and Voss. Sergeant Bowden faces official misconduct and obstruction. The room erupts, murmurs, gasps, camera shutters clicking. Mayor Hendricks gavels for order. Inspector General David Park stands. Brief, direct. Major General Kessler oversees compliance with civil rights statutes in military-civilian interactions. The irony of her being subjected to the very violations she prosecutes is not lost on the Department of Defense. Had she been in uniform, Park said, this would constitute assault on a military officer, a federal felony, 20 years. He looks at the three officers. Because she was in civilian clothes, the charges are civil rights violations, he said. But the severity is the same. He sits. The weight of federal power settles over the room. City Attorney Linda Chen stands. She looks exhausted. Internal investigation complete. Multiple policy failures identified. Supervisory oversight inadequate. Use of force protocols not followed. Complete breakdown in accountability. She takes a breath. Officer Brent Hackman, she said. Terminated, effective immediately, for cause. No severance. Hackman's head drops. His shoulders slump. For a moment, he looks like he might cry. Then he goes still. Frozen. Officer Tyler Voss, Chen said. Terminated. Effective immediately. For cause. Voss closes his eyes. Doesn't move. He knew this was coming. Has known since that night. Sergeant Dale Bowden, Chen said. Demoted to patrol officer. 6 months probation, mandatory retraining. Bowden nods once, accepting it. He got off lighter than the others. He knows it, Chen continues. The reforms, mandatory body cameras for all officers, third-party oversight of use of force incidents, community policing training, quarterly audits by independent monitors. Everything changes. She sits. Mayor Hendricks looks at the packed room. Her hands grip the gavel too tight. We failed, she said simply. Her voice cracks slightly. As a city, as a police department, as leaders, she said. We failed someone who came here in peace, who was here to honor her late husband, and we subjected her to treatment that violates everything this country stands for. She pauses, gathers herself. I have spoken with Major General Kessler, Hendricks said. I have apologized. I apologize again now publicly. What happened should never happen to anyone. And we will spend years proving we can do better. She looks toward the back corner. Major General Kessler has declined to pursue civil litigation, Hendricks said. She has asked only that we reform, that we learn, that we ensure this never happens again. Emma Reeves nods. That sounds like the woman she met. The federal charges will proceed, Hendricks continued. Justice will be served. This community will be changed. She looks directly at Diane. Major General Kessler, she said, would you like to address the council? The room turns. Diane stands. Every eye on her. The uniform commands respect. The 2 stars gleam under fluorescent lights. She walks to the front, stands before the microphone. For a moment, she says nothing. Just looks at the 3 officers, at the mayor, at the federal representatives, at Emma Reeves and the Laurel Road residents. I didn't want to be here, she said quietly. Her voice carries anyway. Command presence. I wanted to visit my husband's hometown, she said. To see where he grew up. To remember him. That's all. She pauses. But what happened to me happens every day, she said. To people who don't have my rank, who don't have my resources, who don't have federal protection. They get stopped. They get questioned. They get humiliated. And nobody believes them. Emma Reeves wipes her eyes. Diane looks at Hackman. Officer Hackman, she said. What you did was wrong. The consequences you're facing are deserved. I hope you learned from this. Her voice isn't angry, just factual. She looks at Voss. Officer Voss, she said, you knew it was wrong. You tried to stop it, but you didn't. Good people staying silent is how injustice survives. She looks at Bowden. Sergeant Bowden, she said, you have a chance to do better. Use it. She turns to the mayor. "Mayor Hendricks," she said, "you've committed to reform. The Department of Justice will be watching. This community will be watching. Make good on those promises." She looks at Emma Reeves and the Laurel Road residents. "To those who stood up that night," she said, "who recorded, who witnessed, who challenged injustice even when it was uncomfortable. Thank you. That's what courage looks like." She steps back from the microphone. "That's all I have to say," she said. The room is silent. Then Emma Reeves stands, starts clapping. The man in the Steelers jersey stands, joins her. One by one, the Laurel Road residents stand, applauding, then others. Random citizens who came to witness. The press in the back. Soon the entire room is standing, clapping, some openly crying, everyone except the three officers at the table. Hackman sits with his head down, defeated. Voss stares straight ahead, empty. Bowden watches Diane walk out. Something in his expression, regret maybe, or understanding that he came close to being where Hackman is now. Diane doesn't stop for interviews, doesn't pose for photos, just walks to her car, gets in, starts the engine, sits for a moment, just breathing. The weight of 3 weeks lifts slightly, not gone, never gone, but lighter. She touches her wedding ring, brief, unconscious. "We did it, Michael," she whispers, then drives, back to her life, her work, her uniform, but changed. Because some battles you don't choose, they choose you, and when they do, you fight. Not for revenge, for everyone who comes after, for the next person stopped on a dark road for no reason, for the next person who asks questions and gets punished for it, for the next person who needs to believe that justice still exists. The road ahead is long, the work continues, but today, right now, in this moment, justice won. 6 months later, a lot has changed. Officer Hackman, federal prison, 18 months, banned from law enforcement for life. Officer Voss, 12 months, also banned. Sergeant Bowden, probation. Completed retraining. Still in Millbrook Falls under the new system. The DOJ used Millbrook Falls as a pilot program. Model reforms for small-town departments. Body cameras mandatory, third-party oversight, community policing, independent monitors. If it works there, it can work anywhere. And it's working. Not perfect, not fast, but working. Major General Diane Kessler stands at the window of her Pentagon office. Late afternoon light slants across her desk. Case files stacked neat, photos from that night filed away but not forgotten. Her phone buzzes. Text message. Emma Reeves. "Thought you'd want to know. Town council meeting tonight. New oversight board presenting 6-month report. Room was packed. People asking hard questions. Real accountability happening. Slow but real." Diane reads it twice. Smiles. Types back. "That's everything. Thank you for starting it." Emma's reply. "You started it. I just pressed record." Diane looks at those words. Thinks about that night. Emma on her porch. 72 years old. Phone raised, refusing to be intimidated. The man in the Steelers jersey, standing his ground. "I'm on my property." 6 other neighbors, watching, recording, witnessing. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things. That's what changed everything. Not her rank, not federal power, not even the body camera footage. Civilians who chose to stand up. Another text. Emma again. "One more thing. They're renaming the community center. The Michael Kessler Community Justice Center. Thought you should know. Ceremony next month if you want to come." Diane's throat tightens. Michael, the reason she was there in the first place. Visiting his hometown. Walking streets he walked. Remembering the man who believed people could be better. She touches her wedding ring. Still wears it. 3 years later, still wears it. "I'll be there," she types. "Wouldn't miss it." She sets the phone down, looks at the photo on her desk. Michael in his army uniform, that smile, that hope. "We did it," she whispers. "Not the way we planned, but we did it." She thinks about what he'd say, probably something about silver linings, about how sometimes the worst moments become teaching moments, about how pain can become purpose. He always saw the best in people, even when they didn't deserve it. She pulls up her calendar. Next month, Millbrook Falls. The ceremony. She'll go back, stand in that town, see Emma and the Laurel Road residents, see the changes taking root, not revenge, not vindication, just closure. A knock at the door. Lieutenant Parks, one of her junior attorneys, African-American, mid-30s, bright future. "Ma'am," she said, "sorry to interrupt. I'm heading to that civil rights briefing in Annapolis. Wanted to check if you needed anything before I go." Diane looks at her, sees herself at that age, full of ideals and energy and belief that the system could work. "You'll do great," Diane said. "Trust your training. Document everything. And remember, you're not just representing the law. You're representing everyone who can't represent themselves." Parks nods, starts to leave, pauses. "Ma'am," she said, "what happened to you? It matters. Not just the case, but you showing up. Not hiding. Not letting it break you." "It did break me," Diane said quietly. "For a little while. But that's okay. Breaking doesn't mean defeated. Sometimes you have to break to rebuild stronger." Parks smiles, leaves. Diane turns back to the window. The sun is setting over the Pentagon. Long shadows across the courtyard. People in uniform moving with purpose, each carrying their own battles. She thinks about Millbrook Falls, about Laurel Road, about one night that changed everything. She doesn't regret going there, doesn't regret the pain or the humiliation or the fear, because it mattered. Not just for her, for everyone who comes after, for the next person pulled over for no reason, for the next person who asks questions and gets punished, for the next person who needs to believe justice still exists. The fight isn't over. It never is. But today, right now, in this moment, they're winning. One town at a time. One policy at a time. One person choosing courage at a time. That's the legacy. Not what happened to her, but what happens next. Diane picks up her briefcase, turns off the light, walks out, back to the work. Because justice isn't a destination. It's a direction. And the journey continues.